Prowl is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1.
Yes, you read right. This is a regional final. We are not slowing down. It is regional final number 1. It is part 1 of the Epic 8 tonight in the Slushie region. The Slushie region finale between the top seed in the region, the only one seed left. Mind you, even the only one seed left, one of 2 top 4 seeds left across all 4 regions. What a tournament it's been. And now we're down to our final 8. It is going to be Myth, who is having the best season of his MRE career and looking to try and make it to a second consecutive Final 4 after making it there in Auto April. And on the other side, it's been his best tournament of his career. He's had some of the most convincing wins of his career in this very tournament. Just a year ago, we were talking about Pac Johnson being the Game 7 merchant in this league. He almost always, opening round, would go 7, but this tournament, something has just been different. He won his first round in 6, and then in 5, and then in 6 in a best of 9. Defeating on his way the world champ Ashley, background, and Lane Sanders on his way to this regional final. And what a tournament it has been for Mack Johnson. And who knows, he's on big time house money tonight. We will see what he can come up with against Myth. We take a look at the tail of the tape between these two. Veteran versus novice, obviously with Myth being on Vi Island. Only a 9-4 games record for this tournament. Pack at a 13-4, which is just an absurd record for 3 wins in the tournament. And of course, the last round, it was his first appearance in the Sweet 16. It's his first appearance in a regional final. And for Myth, he's gone 1-1, and of course got that split bronze medal from Auto April to his name. Should be a fun one. Of course, we see the CPU favoring Myth in 8 games over Pac. We'll see what goes down. Let's take a look at your regional finals. And Slushie region is up first tomorrow night. It will be off stream due to lack of streamers, unfortunately, at 8 o'clock Eastern. It is a double digit on a double digit. The popcorn region has been crazy. The Final 4 in the popcorn region, all very OG names of the league. It was Sanford, Ard, Peter, and Gold, and it ends up being Ard versus Gold, 13 versus 14. The 13 seed has home table in that series. That will come up tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Non-stream, so make sure you join us for that. Watch it on Discord. And then Saturday night, later, we will have at 9:30 Eastern. It is going to be the 8 seed in the Soda region, Avion, taking on the 14th seed Hasim Acosta, who also is having a similar story to Pac Johnson, having his best tournament of his career, making his first regional final. And then we will wrap it up on Monday night in prime time, 8:30 Eastern, the Candy Region final, as last night we saw Monkey take out Nick in a 9-game comeback victory. Nick had an opportunity in 4 straight games but was unable to close it out, and Monkey came back and took the victory there. And he will take on the 9 seed Brad, who took down Brock in an 8-game series. And it's time for the regional finals, the Slushie finale. And joining me in the booth is Coach Rogers. And Coach, this should be a fun one. Both these guys are having, career tournaments. Myth is, hasn't had a season like this. He's on the cusp of a second straight Final Four, in Pack, he's on the cusp of his first ever Final Four in his first regional final. It was in his first Sweet 16 a round to go. It's just a really enticing matchup between these two with a chance at the Final Four. Talk to me about this matchup. Should be an exciting one. Myth looking for the second Final Four, and Pack obviously on a big time house money. Second Sweet 16, I'm sorry.
Bro, you got the underdog versus the favorite. The only Hossy left. But Pack Johnson has showed, Mack Johnson, the Pack Attack, the Mack Attack, whatever you want to call him, has shown that he has the ability to take down the big dogs. So can he continue that momentum, keep on building, and keep on showing that he has it? But, Myth, it's just another day. He don't care who that opponent is line up across him. He's out here to show he can win this tournament. And I think this is Myth's tournament to win. Let's see if Pat can do it.
Ooh. All right. I'll start with Myth here. Pack's not in VC, but he will be responding in this channel. So, Myth, I'll start with you. You had a great run to the Final Four in Auto April, and now you're trying to make another run to the Final Four here in Movie May. Didn't even have nearly as good a season. Weren't even sniffing Super League. Maybe a little sniffing Super League last year, but now you're really really squarely in that conversation at 7 wins. What has been the key for you that has really gotten you to the point you are in this season, making that big turnaround, and also in this tournament? Obviously, you had the bye, so one less game to play, but getting to this point, 7 wins, looking at a Final Four again, potentially.
Definitely got more comfortable with the higher card starts, and I got them more used to my strategy, so that definitely plays a factor into this season.
And what are your thoughts on going up against Mack Johnson, who is on major house money, has never been this far in a tournament before, and is, he seems to have had the hands a little bit, but he's really just had such convincing wins we haven't seen him win by that margin ever in his career, and at least in recent memory.
I'm ready for a battle. It's going to be a big battle, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Appreciate those thoughts from Myth. And Pack, same kind of question to you. This is your best tournament to date, and you've been here a while. Thoughts on making it to your first regional final, and what has been the key for you that has really, propelled you to be in this spot tonight against Myth in a regional final, and thoughts on that house money mentality coming in, going up against the top seed in the region as the 15. Looking forward to this one. We'll see what Pack says here in a moment, but of course now we're into the regional finals, the Epic 8, and it is we bump it up to 2 power plays for this round. So looking forward to seeing how that gets employed. The power play brings such a layer of strategy, Rogers, to the game. It's such a versatile mechanic, as we were talking earlier today in D2, but you weren't here, but we were talking about it. And now you add a second one. How much strategy does that add to the game? Adding a second power play, there's so many more things you could do with it when you got 2 in the pocket.
Oh, for sure. You can use that early in the early in the series to take control, or you can take both of them late in the series, control the pace of the game early, and then use those power plays maybe even in the same game if that's possible. Like, you have so much of a dynamic that we don't know exactly what each competitor is thinking. That's what makes this dangerous. Like, I lost on a power play on a game 7 in the first round of this tournament. It's deadly. If you don't know it's there, you forget about it. Guess what? That means trouble for the opponent.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't take him home with you. Hear that, Eberflus? Anyway, Pack saying it's about time. In all seriousness, though, I am happy that I made it this far. I look forward to face Smith here tonight, and I hope that it's just as big of a fight as my series against Ashley. I want to play the best of the best in this tournament. I've gotten that. Yeah, you really got to think about the run he's made. He's beaten the 2 seed in the region, Ashley, to get going. Beat Background, who has shown to be a tough opponent. Just had some tough losses too early for him to really make a big mark on it. And then of course Lane, who was up there in the wins. Not the strongest schedule, but has been winning the games he's needed to. And unfortunately, that was not the win. He did not able to get that win. But Pack gets here, has the 15. He's beaten the 2, the 7, and the 3 to get here, and Myth just beating the 9 seed Goldie and the 4 seed Toast to make it here. So that about sums up the pregame. It's going to be a fun one. 1v15 on the table. It's time to go. Scars is going to be our ref. Myth, it's on you first for the first call. Game 1. How many cards will it be?
7.
And we're going classic 7. Classic Myth call here. He said he was more comfortable with that high card start, Rogers, but he's going to go with his classic start. We'll see how it goes. And, it's a long series. It's a best of 9, so you got plenty of time to try and work around the range here, and he'll start with that OG.
Let's do it. Let's get it going in the flesh, baby.
In the flesh, yes, sir. Here we go. We are running in the yellow. We got Acosta there, Acosta 9 now stuck on for Myth, and now Pack going for it with the boat tie to the other one. Well, again, we'll see Acosta in this round. Also his first appearance like Pack. He'll be taking on Abion. And ironically, the winner of that one will take on the winner of this series in the Soda region finale. That'll be our second of 3 streams in this round. Unfortunately, Arden Gold not able to be streamed due to a lack of streamers on tomorrow night. As we are into the green now, Pack making the switch with the Gone 2, running back and forth. You have the Aria 1 now. Myth with a big run, quad play, circle of bags, closes on the blue 9 of Nick. And Pack, nothing to do here on blue, and now Myth in control. And Myth down to 2 cards, just like that. And he crosses to red to sign the check. Pack undercuts to yellow with the Brock 1. Myth, nothing. Big undercut in the right spot for Pack Johnson. And now he's looking to try and take control. He's at 3. He could very much end it here, try and pull the rug out for Myth there. Huge play. I wonder what Myth's last card may have been if it was a red. And he signs the check again with a blue 6. Pack again undercuts. Again. Is it good? Is it good? Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. Dittos himself makes a late call on the Uno there, just barely. Myth again, top decks a green and stays at Uno. Pack with nothing. Does this set up number efficiency? No. Oh man. Nail biting game 1. Pack going to red and signing the check. Top deck. Oh my god. Top decks. It's double Uno. Pack for the win.
Here we go.
He's got it. Oh my goodness. And what that was neck and neck the whole way. My goodness, what a 7. Woo. Oh my.
That was a game that's a really good first round game.
Good, my goodness. Myth, when you were at Uno the first time there in the red, what were you when he undercut you to yellow? Did you have another red on the back end there, or what did you have left?
Yeah, I had the red three, so I was hoping he wasn't gonna
Oh,
switch.
God, that is. And what was just going through your head there? Going because that was crazy to watch from up here in the booth, like just seeing him have every answer for you and just that it was that close. And also, what was your last at the? I mean, it wouldn't matter, but what was your last at that last Uno when you were both at Uno?
It was a yellow reverse, so I didn't have
Okay,
anything.
okay. Yeah, and what was going through your mind as you were going through that final sequence? Because my God, that is just that is it. It's never been that closer. Can't be closer than that. Oh
I was
boy.
like, I gotta get the right card, and hopefully I have the right
Yeah,
flow because both of us are neck to neck.
yeah. And Pack, thoughts on that number efficiency, man? Like that two times he had you, and you were just able to work your way out of it. What was going through your head going down the stretch there? Because my God, that was absurdly close. Nothing but number. Yeah, but like I mean, like Myth circled the bags, but he didn't have any draw. There were no draw cards in that entire series. It was basically Plan A all over the place. Mostly, I mean, we had a couple ice plays, but God, that is an absurd set. I mean, that can be what the 7 card start is, Rogers. You usually talk about like, oh, maybe one person has the hand, or the other person does, or nobody does. But it's rare to see both have, you know, are that close going down the stretch, and they both just seem to have had numbers. That Myth had that big run, but goodness me, that was all down to number
Eh,
efficiency.
He controlled the page, and he had the fit. He had the defensive moves. That's what at the end of the day controlled
Yeah.
the winning side of it. Was he had that you know, defensive stop, you know, on those two Unos.
Yeah.
Back,
Yeah,
that is.
those numbers were in the right places, really. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go game 2, Myth. Still open board.
All right, I'm gonna do 8.
8 it is. Crazy 8s. We're gonna
But keep
stay
it
in that
low.
range. We'll see how close this one is. Green 8 to start. Good God Almighty, that was a wild first game. Pack Johnson on the board, and we're gonna go down to the ground floor. So he takes game 1. Look, now Myth trying to split his homestand. Pack with an early double play. And now Myth is going to respond to that with a cross to red. Now Pack going with the Zach 2. We're staying in red here. You got to check. You almost feel like you got to check the table a little more. And that's your first force draw card there. +2 into the Tapir 4. It's a UUL combo. Hockey into the Tapir. Now Myth ahead by 3. Pack gonna respond going back to green on the cap 4, and Myth is iced on that. So, and then he dittos that. So Pack having a lot of like numbers here. It seems self ditto a second time there, and now he's out. So we might be headed for our draw city for the first time. As Pack winks with the Aria 1. Myth still with nothing. Does this set up something for Pack? No. And back to the deck. So not as quick of a finish as we had. At least not quite. We still aren't quite to that mark yet. We cross to the blue. Pack gonna try and make the break with the Peter 1. Myth with the Brad Deuce.
Kind of going away now.
What's that?
The adrenaline's kind of going away now.
Yeah, we're crashing a little bit. That again, I mean, it's only 2 minutes in. You never know what could happen, but it seems like, you know, now we're starting to see the options are starting to narrow a little bit. It just seems like that game 1, all the options were in the right places, which is, again, like I said, a rare thing to see. If he crossed to yellow.
Every once in a while, the stars align, and that's just
Yeah.
what happened for Mack right
Yeah.
there. But at the same
Exactly.
time, it fell into his lap. But he also played the right cards. He played the right
Yes. Yes.
efficient game. Right there, it was very big,
Yeah.
very good at the that round.
No doubt about it. Here comes Myth with a double, looking for a triple, maybe circling the bags again. He does. He circles the bags at +1, closes on the KT Flex Wild, and it's a 1-1 game.
Yeah, you knew Myth was about to let this game 2 flip away.
Yeah. Yeah, Myth, how does it feel to get that back? I mean, I'm going to guess some of that came from Draw City, the mini Draw City we had there, but how does it feel to get that one back after, I mean, similar timing, but definitely not as nail-bitingly close as that first one. But thoughts on evening it up on that homestand?
It really came down to the draw city and just the color I needed to get rid of, which was blue. And afterwards, when he's had that 7, I was like, okay, I can get rid of that yellow 7 and make the run to the finish.
All right, yeah. I don't know what you could really point to, Coach, that Pack could have done different. I think Myth just kind of, he drew a little bit, had the stuff, had the options he needed. Pack said he had all numbers again, apart from the reverse he used before. So not much he could have done in that situation.
No, not at all. I mean, that's kind of the game plan you want if you're Myth right there. Kind of just you control the pace. You're a higher seed, a little bit of a better player than Pack. Not saying Pack's not a good player, but Myth is a higher seed, number 1 seed in them for a reason. Let him keep fighting. Let it come to you. Don't try to make the hero ball play early in this.
Yeah, it's early in the series. No doubt about it. Pack is going to go 13. We will run it for game 3. And starting us off, free choice on the board. Let's see what we see here. Game 3. And Pack will pick blue with a nom 4. Doubles it up to the retro 8, down to the JT 5. And down to the Ed 0 sugar. And the M6 on the blue still running clean. There's the lane 7, who Pack Johnson beat to get to this round against Myth. We cross over to the grim yellow 7. Pack making the first switch of the game. Myth goes with the Acosta 9. We'll ditto that 9. Pack still in control by the possession arrow, and Myth is iced on the yellow. Can Pack continue to run it? He will with a monkey 3. Radin 3 on the other side. Myth making his first switch of the game. Double play Goldie into another Radin 3 from Pack. Lots of dittos here. And Aria 1 from Myth. And now Pack draws. Still ahead by 2, but Myth is in control. And now he triple plays to pull ahead by that possession arrow. ALP 5 on the board. Pack top decks a Yepes 7. And now Myth is out again. Pack probably will be out unless he can set up another 7 move, which he's already made a switch on a 7. And he does again. That's the second time he switched off over a 7. And the other lane blue 7 is on the board. And now a +6 double clay into the Andy for Myth.
Just like that, 7 card advantage for Myth there.
Yeah, big move there. We'll see if he has a clear path here from blue. And of course, we talked about 2 power plays earlier, Coach. You never know when it might come out with all that extra strategy with it. Oh my goodness, cancels out most of it. There's that +4. I think that's second +4.
Yellow 4 in the flesh, baby.
In the flesh, yes, sir. Crossing over again is Myth to Pier 4 on the red. So Pack kind of evens the playing field a little bit. You look at the table, he's still behind by the mere possession arrow. So a big +4 to respond to that double blue +2. Pack looking to keep pace or maybe make another move. Takes a moment here. Loads it back up. Zach 2. Like I was saying, that power play, you never know when it might come out.
I mean, just because it changed from 2 power plays to 1, I mean, from 1 power play to 2, I don't think it means too much of when you keep it. Use it. I think you can have 1 offensive and 1 defensive. That's probably what I would have done.
That's one way to look at it. I think some I've seen from doing some of these is Pack goes with a +2 combo to pull ahead. What I've seen from people is sometimes they'll use it to get a win early because they know they have another one in the back pocket, and then maybe they'll use it as a clinching win scenario, or maybe just have it as a momentum shifter, because you never know when you might need that power play to try and get things back on track. With only 1 power play last round, we saw Ed Ziemba use it to. He was down 4-1 and he was able to push it to 4-3 before, or to 4-4 before Acosta was able to finish the job. As we get that the +6 going the other way, double Caesar +2 into the Vapor G6, but. Put a bow on that. There's a lot of ways, and that's what's so beautiful about the power plays, that there are so many ways to use it, so many ways it can have an effect on your game. As Myth is going to cross the red with the sand for 6, and Pack is out. He's only at 3, so that's a good move for Myth, and now he's going to jump across to the blue, and Pack is at least 2 color, possibly 1 color, at 3 cards. And Myth with a big +4 going the other way. Green triple into the captain 4. So lots of fireworks all around in this game 3. Double the length of either of the first 2 games. And now we're running a bit on the green. Pack goes out. Myth continues. And Pack still
It's been
nothing
a
to
very
say.
back and forth round game so far here in the third game here.
Yeah, definitely back and forth. It's may start to come down to the history. A lot of ammo has been thrown. They've each thrown a +4 at each other. They've each thrown a double +2 at each other. So this number efficiency game may start to come into play, but there's still some ammo there. Double play from Pack, reverse into the 8. And Myth, again, he is switching like a madman, cross into yellow. Double play from Pack, cancels out the previous one. Myth down to 2. Pack down to 3, and it is again a neck-and-neck finish. Myth is out. Pack down to 2. Does he have it? Myth nothing still. Pack goes down to 2. He's out too, so we're going back to Draw City. Inches away from the finish line. And Myth top decks a coach 4 in the flesh.
In the flesh.
Yes, sir. Brock 1 on the other side from Pack, so even game. They still go back to the drawing. And Myth now behind by just 1, maybe 2. Myth, though, going to play, so he's tied it. Does that set up something for Myth on the 7? No. So I think it's all going to come down to the right number, Coach. That just seems to be what it is.
That's really what gets you in this lower tier with all these good players.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you throw all that ammo around, a +4 each side, a +6 combo each side, it's going to start to come down to game of percentages. Double play from Pack. Myths with nothing. Pack, does that set something up? It does, into blue, and now he's trying to make the break.
It's a good play there.
Myth with a skip draw on his own blue skip, trying to stay in there. And Pack just going to keep going, and he's down to 2. This could be it. He could be making a run to the finish line here, but are his last 2 blues? No, he needs another switch. So we're back to the drawing board again. Another nail-biting game, a little bit longer to get there as opposed to game 1, but just neck and neck, and this time they don't have the paths aligning. The stars aren't aligning here, and they're trying to make them align. As we cross to yellow, Pack sets up Myth there, and that could be costly, but he's still ahead by 3. And now Myth is going to even it up, maybe go ahead. Goes ahead by the possession arrow, and again, 7-6 on the table, and Pack again finds an opportune switch just when Myth seems to have some momentum. But Myth has green. And now they're both running it back and forth on the green. Myth has the possession arrow. And Pack gonna go back to the blue that he wanted. Unclear as to if this is the way forward, and no, he was maybe looking for double ISO there, and he just doesn't have. Oh, there he is. There's the double ISO. Just a little delayed double ISO. So good move from Pack to slow down Myth some momentum there, running through the colors. And now we are again hitting the deck. Pack definitely playing some good defense here. Trying to hold Myth down, because it definitely seems like once he gets the switch, the momentum is moving in his favor, and that's good plays from Pack to sense that and make a move like that on that number efficiency. Back and forth we go, hitting the deck, drawing back. The deck is running low as well. And just over 10 minutes into this game, and we cross to Reds, Act 2. There's a double reverse to Pier 4. Take a look at the history. There's still some power cards left. There's some red skips. So just like that, all the red reverses and skips are gone. Just one cycle of turns. Myth ahead by 3. And we cross the blue again. And everything's looking fairly juiced, so it's going to come down to a lot of running through the numbers. There's some power cards laying around. There's a mere 1 blue skip, and there it was. Double play again. Pack ahead by 1, and Myth is drawing. Can Pack continue? Red seems to be the least used on the numbers. Here comes Myth. The history gives you a lot of insights. There's a lot of numbers on red, and Myth finds a wild, and that's the 3rd wild of the game. Still 2+4s outstanding with 12 cards left in the deck. And 12 cards between the 2 players. The other +2 in red was in Pack's hand. And
it's just crazy game so far. I mean,
power play. Pack looking for a 2-1 lead. And again, we've talked about it. How it can be good to get some momentum from it. Maybe get a pivotal win. It's early in the series, but not a bad time to use it. And yeah, giving him that much. Actually, yeah. And using number efficiency. Good move from Pack there. And now he's just down to 1 power play. 2 still for Myth. Pack, I mean, that was just really back and forth. It really can't. You guys had those haymakers, those +4s each, that +6 combo from both of you to the other. thoughts on that, really having to play more defensively, because it definitely seemed like you were able to figure out when Myth was going to try and make a run to the finish when he made a switch there, and you just had everything in the right place to stop him. Thoughts on that defense, as well as the thought process of that power play? Pretty clear to me, but maybe that you wanted to make that number efficient play protected, as well as giving him 6. Myth, that was very different from what we saw in the first 2 games. 10 minutes more than either of the first 2 games. Pack definitely seemed to have been able to sniff out everything you were trying to dish out with the switches there, and having an undercut in a lot of places, and ultimately came down to a power play finish. Just thoughts on his defense and what you need to do to respond to the defense he's been dishing out here in that game.
That was a long battle, that's for sure. I was just like, whenever I was eyeing out the opportunity to switch, like when I was playing the numbers and I had the idea of switching, like the one time I was gonna switch, boom, another card came. I was like, oh crap. I was like trying to figure out how to get back to it.
Yeah. Max saying that most of this tournament I've been on the offense, so playing defense here is new. I haven't had to play this style too much in the past, but it's forcing me to learn it quickly, and that is true, Coach Weave. I mean, like I mentioned at the top, Pack has had a lot of, maybe a little bit. There's like a tad bit of delay, but I was letting Myth answer. But I mean, Pat, he said it himself. He hadn't had to play too much defense because, I mean, we'll be honest, I mentioned at the top, he's had some very strong wins. I think before this tournament, he had never won a series in more than a best of 7 in more than 6 games. And obviously he hadn't won a best of 9 yet in his career, because the one time he made the Sweet 16, he lost. So thoughts on him adapting there, because he's definitely had some strong hands in some of the games, had some ridiculous hands against Lane, and now he's kind of having to adapt. That's a really good showing from a player trying to make some career history of his own.
No, I mean that's what you do in this league. You have to evolve. If you don't evolve and get better at multiple different angles of the game, then you're not going to be able to succeed in this league. And I say that from my point of experience. I don't think I've ever played in a best of more than a best of 7 series. So to me, that's going to be hard to do. Having those different, points of, multiple power plays, multiple this, multiple that. But I like the way Pack is handling it. He knew he had that power play. He goes, let me throw this out there, get me a 2-1 advantage, and take a in this long freaking game we had just then.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, best of 9 difficult. Yeah, and it's only his second time, and it's the third best of 9 series he's played in. He's 1-1 in that regard. Myth has played quite a few more in his career. So, all right, we will move on to game 4. Pack goes with the 12 pack, the dozen, and here we go. Brad Deuce to start us off, and Pack looking for a big 3-1 lead. Best of 9, it's first to 5 wins, of course. Pack using the power play in game 3. He's down to 1, still both in hand for Myth. And we're going to start with trips 2s on the board. And Myth is going to go for red off the yellow and Pack nothing early. That could be a tough situation for him to play in, but again, he was playing defense all that game 3, so we'll see if he can continue to do that. He's going to go back to the yellow he wanted off the top, and Myth again undercuts, and just like that, we're in green. Pandora's box in 45 seconds.
That's what the game ends in another 45 seconds. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. Power play for Myth. 12-card combo. No, all right. Yeah, anyway, 1 up this time to the red in 3. Yeah, but this has been a nail. Oh. So, not quite where he was going with that, but he exposed part of it. Not have been where he wanted to go. So a couple cards are known. Oh, there it went.
In the
Oh.
flesh.
Oh, he missed the P. That's why. Oh, I was like, I thought that like he didn't have a green reverse. Anyway, I can't read. In the flesh indeed, and Myth doesn't have any response for that, and Pack is now running uncontested in the yellow. No wonder Myth was avoiding yellow like the plague. Ditto the 6. He's down to 5. Myth top decks a 5, ironically. And keeps it close in two card deficit. And now Pack is out. Myth, oh, big switch, has the 5 in the right place. And again, it's just coming down to the numbers in the right places. And there's Pack with the 6.
It's been an interesting game so far. Both these competitors know what it's like to win and in what it means to win in this series.
It's starting to come down to defense after that first game. After those first 2 games, now it might be more defensive as Myth circles the bags, including his own blue skip, closes on the Andy 3, and now Pack is going to combat that with a +2 of his own, so cancels out the +2 for Myth's run, and now Myth with some split ammo action as well. Double play there. It may have come from the +2, but Myth down to 2. Pack looking to try and stop Myth again. Can he continue to defend? Taking a long moment to think about this play. He comes back. It is a 5. Is it a blue 5 or are we switching? Red 5. But is it good for Myth? Yes. It is getting late, isn't it? So, again, another defensive switch from Pack, and he's able to get it done. And now a triple play, signs the check. What does Myth do? Top deck's a 2, Pack for the win in 3-1. No. And once again, painstakingly close, but Myth signs the check with the yellow 2. Green wild from Pack? Oh, the late call! And what does Myth do? He needs a draw card if he wants to prolong this. And Myth says, dang, and Pack is going to go up 3 games to 1 on the top seed. Goodness.
What a game.
What a game indeed.
What is his best of again?
9.
9.
Yeah, so he's 2 wins away.
Okay.
Pack, did that were you saving that wild, or did it come from that draw on the red there? Because if that came from the top deck, what can you do about that if you're Myth? My goodness. Oh my, top deck heaven, man. Good damn. I was just so caught up in the fact that Myth had top decked a 2 that Myth had the 2. I don't know if it was top deck, but God, man. Yeah, that Myth, did you have? I'm guessing you had that yellow 2. You didn't top deck that like recently.
I had that yellow 2 for a bit.
Okay.
I had an opportunity to win like earlier on, but I didn't want to use my power play right away.
Yeah. What was your last card there? At the end?
Like, I mean, like I had the 4-card chain, I had that reverse and 2 blues. So I was like,
what was your last
I
one?
think
You're at Uno. I'm sorry. Before he green wilded.
I was a blue 0.
Oh,
Kind of forgot I was in this game. Not gonna lie.
God. That's absurd, man. So both times it had not been a turn away. It's just been tough luck not having the right place in the right time, and Pack did, so God. Shorter one there, Coach, but again, Pack pulling out the defensive strats, and I mean, yeah, God damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wild, man. All right, Myth. Cannot be 8 for game number 5. What'll it be? We go back down to the low tier, so we'll see how this one goes. Starting off with a Brock 1. Brock 1 going for the Aria 1 on the green. So again, a first turn switch for a second straight game. And now Myth is in control, running it. But Pack finds a quick switch to yellow. And Myth is going to undercut that to blue, and Pack has nothing, so he's probably 2-color. And is that it? Yep, that's it. Myth has got it 3-2. Say yellow. Say there you go. Now say yellow. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Good. Someone give me the time on that. That was under a minute. Yeah. What more can you do? Pack, what more can you do against that? Myth, that's plan A. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, Myth, it's not just basic plan A. I got nothing more to say on that one.
Yep. That's about right.
Yep, 51 seconds. What more can you say? Myth gets a big win after losing a couple in a row. Yeah, no 6 or 8 Myth. I have nothing to say. Go for it. We're going to go 9, so a little bit up there. Grazing the mid-tier. Here we go. Green 2. And just like that, Coach, I mean, Myth is still in the series. And not, I mean, you know, Plan A games, you know, they're crazy lame to analyze or talk about, but sometimes that's just how the game is, right?
It's how the cookie crumbles.
Indeed it is, but Pack still ahead in the series. 2 wins away, Myth 3 wins away from the Final Four to face the winner in the Soda region between Abian and Acosta. Myth in control after a switch to red. Pack, though, has a blue 6, and the light switching has been off the charts. Peter Onjak would be proud. Gangsta in the flesh, yes, sir. Anyway.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We cross to the green. Pack with the pad 7, and now Myth iced out. So the ISO game also, it's really, like, both these guys have really had great, you know, foresight as to what their opponent's been iced on all night. Almost every switch has come up with ISO, and now we're flipping back between red and green, and now Myth has the last laugh, gets the red, and now he's moving. All those 5s going down. Pack draws there. Myth again making the switch, and the numbers are in the right places for Myth, and he is 2 cards out. And again, not quite a 50-second game, but it's not far from it. 137.
Just like that.
Faster than expected. Yeah, and now just like that, the series is tied. Yeah, Myth, I mean, that's plan A again, a little bit faster than 53 seconds. 51 seconds. But, I mean, the straight number hands aren't fun, but this time you really had all the numbers in the right places. I mean, anything more to add to that? That's really what I saw. God. Yeah, Pack, I mean, it's tough. I mean, you're both having the numbers in the right places. It's just tough, but Myth didn't really he just had a double finish. Nothing much more to say about that. It's all been numbers otherwise, so I guess we will go with 14. Game 7 is upon us, and now this series is even. It's now a best of 5. Or a best of 3, I should say. And we'll start with the Zach 2 pack. This time we're staying in the same color we started with. What a last 5 minutes it's been in this series. Trade 1-1 for the first 2 games, now trade 2-2 for the next 4, and now we'll see what happens in Game 7 in this best of 9. We're going to at least have a Game 8. And Myth still, with both of his power plays, hasn't had a need to use it. All the switches have fallen to him without any need for it. Myth crosses to red off the blue 4. So quickly back to red after a quick cycle in blue from Myth, and he's just been controlling the number efficiency, coach. Just been always having an answer in the right place, even to Pack's credit, having some, but Myth has started to really take control of it. And there is Pack circling the bags, biggest run he's had in a minute there.
Showing what he has.
Circles the bags, Myth with a 0 sugar switch to yellow on that drip drop 0, and Pack and Myth, oh, double ISO, interesting. Backing him into a corner here. Double play. Yoshi into the Grim. Crosses to red. Myth has just been on fire with this. Like, yeah, he's got an 8. And again, the switches on the stats sheet also include when you're switching off of reverses, skips, or +4s, or +2s. Myth has had 35 switches to Pack's 27.
That's crazy.
He's really been taking control of it. 1 down from Pack, going up to the top floor is Myth. It's really hard to get many, thoughts of analysis in here, coach, because they've just been running down like crazy.
It's exactly what you want from the games that we're playing right now. I mean, what else can you ask for?
No, not at all. And Game 7, oh my goodness. Quad play. It's a +4, but it's not for the win. Myth down to 3. Pack at 6 with the +4.
Power plays. You have quite a bit of power plays left to play. At least 3 of them.
Yeah, 3 power plays amongst them, and a double play from Pack. Myth down to 2. I'm sorry. Pack down to 3, and again it's another neck and neck finish. And Myth is going to use his first, and he's going to do a wild into the sand for 6. And Myth, after being down 3-1, has won 3 straight. Used his first power play, and he's 1 win away from his 2nd consecutive Final 4. And Myth, these games are just going like rapid fire. I don't even know what to ask at this point. What has been the key for you to be controlling these last 3? Obviously, the first 2 were a bit plan A. This one, and the common denominator has been number efficiency. Thoughts on these last 3? My goodness.
It's about using the right cards at the right time, just like having a plan on how do I use these cards? How do I get to the finish? And because it's close enough to the finish, I'm like, okay, I can use these power plays now.
Yeah, Pack, it's saying you have tough hands, but he's just had so many answers for you on the number of efficiency. Do you know if there's anything other than the hands you could point to that's just been driving this train for Myth against you? Dropping 3 in a row. It's the first 2 are tough because they were a bit plan A, but this one, it seemed like he had the number switches and then obviously all that number efficiency and then the power play to wrap it up. But now you'll have call for Game 8. So how do you try and force a Game 9 as well? What do you got to do? There's definitely power plays. Well, these hands have just been giving me what I needed, all aside from defensive switches. Yeah, and he's gonna send it, coach. And he said some defensive switches, but the defense is not working as strongly for him. Myth has had a little bit of cards in his hand, and we'll have to see if he can try and turn it around and force a Game 9. Power plays are in hand. And we'll start with a free choice. Yeah.
You've got to know that this is exactly how Myth kind of envisioned these last couple rounds.
Indeed he does. And Pack is going to go straight up, circle the bags off the top of the sender, and that will be a comeback for Myth if he wins. 21 card comeback, note that. If Myth wins, Pack down to 11 off the start, and Myth's just going to play it cool. Pack has the JT5, so maybe trying to set Myth back a little, coach, to try and, have some breathing room so he can try and work his way down. Maybe if his hand isn't as strong aside from that run he just made. Playing defensively again. So we crossed to red, Pack with the first clean switch, and now Myth, you figure he'll have some ammo with starting the game back to 21, and he'll go right back to blue to ISO Pack, and now Myth again right in control. Pack barely breathed air, and red got one card out there to switch it over, and now Pack again making a switch in the flesh.
In the flesh.
Yes. And we got the cap 4 cross undercut again for Myth. Lots of undercuts, lots of defense on the number efficiency. Down to the ground floor on green, and now they're both going at it. Pack still ahead by 5, trying to stay alive for a shot at his first career Final Four. Crossing to yellow, but Myth goes right back. And how many times have we seen that? Going right back is Myth after Pack tries to take something, but Pack had some green in the back end, so not a bad move there from Pack, trying to make a switch early, make a little fade, trying to throw Myth off, because Myth has had every move on the ISO from Pack, so definitely a smart play from him there. And now Pack runs out on the 0 sugar. It's hard to switch on 0. And look at that, I manifested Myth again with a 0 sugar switch into the yellow, and that'll free up Pack. He's still ahead by 3. Myth gonna try and stop him, goes to red, but Pack's still going, down to 2. And Myth switches back to yellow. Pack. He's got the 7 for the check. He's trying to pull some fades here, coach. He's definitely trying to pull some more stops, but Myth with a blue wild, and that stops him again. Myth having every option, and it's a classic. But Pack top decks at 1. Again. Pack. No. Oh my god. What is happening here? Pack top decks another one. And you'd think if you're Myth, you're not going to try and make any moves, because you never know. One inopportune switch could end it for you. Does Pack have it? No. But if you're Myth, coach, you're just going to hold serve. If he ever top decks anymore Uno calls, you don't want to risk the wrong color coming up at you if you make the wrong switch.
Nope.
And they're going to both draw back, so Myth with a huge KT Classic to preserve the game, trying to, well, at this point, aside from winning, making the CPU prediction come true, it would be on point to the number if Myth got the win here. And now he's going to try and make the break things. Pack is far enough back to not worry about. He's back at 5. Myth is at 10. And Pack has a +2 in the pocket, so gives a little bit more cushion. Pack right back down to dose. Looking to force a game 9. Myth triples into blue. And this is probably a good move. Oh, 7 off on for the check. Pack save something in the back pocket? That could be big. Myth, nothing. Pack, no. It's like if he had another blue, it'd be like, that is a million IQ play right there. Myth, top decks of 5, pack. You cannot be serious! You cannot be serious! Top deck +4! Is that right? I think it's a spacing issue. Space between the W and the plus, I think. There you go. Oh my good God almighty.
Can you imagine Myth played a power play right there?
Oh God. Oh, I had to send that. Can you believe it? Like, Pack, he had every answer for you. He knew that you didn't need the blue. I thought you may have had another blue to like have a 1,000 IQ play there, but thoughts on getting that, and without the power play, huge top deck +4. Yeah, nothing until Draw City. Oh my God. Yeah. So you both didn't have anything. That is, God. Yeah, I know, Scars. It's terrible. I know he a Cubs fan. I know it's terrible. I know. I know it's terrible. Hang on, I gotta hang on. Yeah, Scars, I got this. Oh, let me just real quick. There we go. We'll just do that real quick. There we go. So, yeah, for Myth it'll be no 6, 8, 9, 14 for game 9. But Coach, what a series, and we're going to game 9.
Did you hear me? Did you say something to me?
I was just saying, what a series, we're going to game 9. Power play on each side too.
Oh yeah, I'm ecstatic. It's been a stellar of a matchup.
Man, what are we gonna see in game 9? Myth, go ahead. How many?
I'm gonna go for 10.
10 it is. One more game to decide it, and I mean, 33 and a half minutes to get to 8 games, and game 9 is underway with a nom 4. And what will happen here? Both with a power play. They used their power plays earlier on, their first ones, and now their second are still in the bag, and a huge top deck +4 from Pack Johnson to be able to hold on to that power play, because any other play he probably would have needed it. But they just speed run this deck, Coach. I mean, I haven't seen like we saw a near reshuffle. We were close to a reshuffle earlier on in the series that quickly. Like, it's just crazy how quick they run back and forth. Oh my goodness.
Holy cow.
Circle the bags and a +6, and now Myth is trying to do the same thing that Pack did to him last game.
Exactly what I was going to say. He's doing the same thing.
And Myth down to 4, trying to win the series. Pack looking to try and pull a massive shocker. Cancels out that +6, back to square one. Pack just behind by 1. Myth sent back to the starting line, and he plays the captain 4. So, and the ammo, you know, they've really been if it's not been for a finish, Coach, it's really just been shot for shot, and then it all comes down to that defense.
It has been, yeah.
It's crazy. Doubles it up to the other cap 4. Doubles it up again to the Chomik 8. Pack trying to stay with Myth. And he's been running on the greens as well. And Myth trying to pull off a series comeback. He was down 3-1. He's won 4 of his last 5 games in the series. 3 of his last 4, I should say. Yellow Wild now from Pack. The Llamas Wild. Myth. Can he continue? And he... Oh, my goodness. Ashley Wild in response. Are you kidding me? +2 into the Tapir 4. Big play from Pack trying to take control. Off of Myth's undercut Wild. It may have been a little good flush there, but Myth answers it, and every time they've had an answer for each other, it has been so damn close all night. Razor thin margins as we continue on in the red.
It's
Pack
been a
gonna play
championship
cool.
battle so far.
No doubt about it. Regional championship for sure. As Pack gonna go for a yellow switch. Myth is iced, and Pack trying to gain some control here. Despite winning that last game, Myth was in control of the ISO most of the game, and neither really had too many options. But Pack is now running uncontested. He's down to 4. Myth goes blue. Pack, can he continue running? Takes a moment, comes back. Oh my goodness, Pack Johnson!
No way.
Wrong color! Are you serious?
No way.
Oh my
No way.
goodness! What in the hell just happened? I'm at a loss. Scars, that's so real. That is so real. You're so real for that.
No way.
Yeah, no way is right. My God. Pack, I just like what was going through your head when he made that switch on the 2. I don't know what you would have done in another sense. Probably would have drawn or played something else, but good God Almighty, what just happened there? Sneak, yeah, you pulled your inner KT on a couple you snuck those late Uno calls, but sneak attacks, my goodness. Myth, I don't even know what to say. This was just a ridiculous series, and I mean, you can't hang your head too low after this one. It was neck and neck in so many games, but you had a lot of that ISO control. Just thoughts on the series overall. What an ending, and one power play each going home.
And that was a series. That was back to back. It was neck to neck. So at least I lost to a close battle. That's what matters. If I got swept, that would have been disappointing. But this was a fun fight.
Yeah. +6 gave me 2 +4. You're kidding me. That is, God, that's ridiculous. So the +6 gave him all he needed. That is, oh my God, dude. We've literally, and coach, this has just been the theme of the series, right? It's just been they've had answers for each other back and forth, and defense, but the ultimate story was the fact that literally every time someone has an answer for the other, unless it's like a finisher where they can answer, almost every time someone has an answer, and that was the general theme of it. Thoughts on this series? What a finish!
Yeah, man, I'm speechless. I mean, Pack Johnson has been a story of a lifetime for this tournament, man. Very excited to see what he can do in this next round. But at the end of the day, man, what an absolute upset of a game. Very proud of to say I got to call the last two games of his series of this series.
Yeah, the tournament, yeah, for sure. Pack, before you get, yeah, there's your never give up is his quote. Thoughts on that? Thoughts on making your first career Final Four? I'm sure this is a very special moment for you. But thoughts on making it there, moving on, and you got Abian or Acosta waiting. You'll see they will play Saturday night for the right to play you in the Final Four. Thoughts on that coming up? At 5-4, Pack Johnson, and the only other top 4 seed left is Monkey, and he'll play on Monday night. Good God. I'll open this up a second. Here we go. The millionaire with this house money, man. At this point, it's almost a fever pitch. God. I love you. You're using free. I love how you're projecting the 2011 Cardinals on the Cubs fan. This is hilarious. God, I don't even know, man.
I'm not going to use the 2016 Cubs World Series. The 2011 one was much better.
True. I know. I just love how you're projecting that onto him. It's quite hilarious. Oh, God. Yeah, 11 titles to 2. I think we win. Anyway, Jesus. I don't
It's
even...
May.
I'm at a loss. Yeah. Anyway... Pack Johnson, he wins it 5-4. What a performance from Pack. We had everything this series, but a lot of it, the dominating storyline was every ammo shot for shot, eye for an eye, and the defense was on point. Pack wins it 5-4. Abian and Acosta will play Saturday night, 9:30 Eastern time, for the right to play Pack. And over in the popcorn region, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern, non-stream will be 13v14 in that region for the title. It'll be Sean Ard and Varigold, so make sure you tune in for that. And then I will be back. G-Man's going to be with you tomorrow for that, or on Saturday, I should say, for the Abian Acosta game. And then I will be back at 8:30 on Monday night as Brad and Monkey will square off. Monkey looking to try and make the Final Four, as well as Brad having a tough start to his season, trying to make a Final Four in T3 again. So that will do it for us tonight. Thanks to Coach Rogers in the flesh for another great night in the booth, and thanks to Scars for reffing. Go Cardinals, and thanks to Myth and Pack for putting on a terrific show for us tonight. We will be back on stream 9:30 on Saturday. Join us tomorrow at 8 off stream for Ard and Gold. But for now, for all of us here at Emory Uno, I've been Not Short, and have a great night, everyone.
This has been a presentation of Emory Uno Division 1.